In the last lectures, I discussed regarding the instruction set. How many instructions are available in this MSP 430, and then how many types of instructions are available, how many categories are there. Okay, and also I discussed arithmetic instructions, logic instructions, movement instructions like that. And now I will discuss the next instruction, that is called byte manipulation. So byte manipulation, understand that you can interchange the byte. Either you can change the byte value, or you can change the it means, let us consider if 16-bit numbers are there. So 16-bit numbers, in 16-bit numbers it means that it is a 2 byte. So that is called, one is called higher byte, another is called lower byte. If you want to exchange between the lower byte and higher byte, it comes under the byte manipulation. Okay, so you can change byte. Okay, now there are two instructions are available which is used for byte manipulation. One is called SWPB SRC and SXT SRC. So these instructions do not need a suffix because the size of operated space. Now when we are talking about the SWPB SRC, it means that in place of source registers, any registers will be there. Okay, from R0 to R4 to R15. So the meaning is SWPB SRC, it means swap upper and lower bytes, word only. Let us any words is given, like that I am writing that 1010 as examples, 000 111 0101. So this is the 16-bit number. So in 16-bit number, we can divide that this 8-bit is called higher byte and this 8-bit is called lower byte. And this is called higher byte. Now with the help of this, you can exchange this lower byte into the higher byte. So how can you exchange it? Exchange means you can transfer between the lower byte and higher byte. So how can you swap it? So whatever the lower byte is there, it becomes higher byte. So it becomes 111 0101. This is a lower byte, and then this lower byte becomes the higher byte, and higher byte becomes the lower byte. So again, if you are writing 10100 00. Okay, one more zero. Okay, so this is the number after executing the instruction SWPB SRC. So SRC in place of any register. Let us consider I am storing this value into the R4 registers. If you are storing this value in R4 registers, then after executing SWPB R4, this is the result which is stored in the R4 registers. Okay. So this is the benefit of SWPB. Now we will talk about the SXT SRC. It means that extend sign of lower byte word only. So these two instructions is used for only word, not a byte. Okay. So what will be the use with SXT or SRC? It will extend the sign of lower byte. Okay. Let us consider any 16-bit numbers, 8-bit this side and 8-bit this side. If you will do something, let us consider you want to use this 8-bit as a signed number. So before you have to put one bit, extra bit in place of this 0 here 1. So 1 is indicating that it is a negative number and 0 is indicating that it's a positive number. So in this case it will be used. So the swap bytes instructions swaps 2 bytes in a byte, and sign extended instruction SXT is used to convert a signed byte into a signed byte. So if you are converting this 8-bit number into the signed number, it becomes the 16-bit number. Means more than 8-bit number. So you can tell that this is a 16-bit numbers. Okay. Now, if we will talk about the some bit manipulation instructions are also available. One is called CLRC. So CLRC represents clear carry bit. If you want to clear the carry bit, you can use this instruction. CLRN, clear negative bit. So this carry bit, negative bit, 0 bit, all bits are coming to the flag. It means that if you are using CLRC, it means you are clearing the carry flag. CLRN, it means that you are clearing the negative flag. CLRZ, it means that you can clear the 0 flag. So what is the mean of doing clear the flags? Clear the flag, it means that you are going to provide this just a 0. Okay, always clear indicates it is 0, set indicates always 1. Okay, clear or reset, both are same in terminology. So now these 3 instructions used for clear, and these 3 instructions used for set. So set C, set carry bit, set N, set negative bit, set Z, set 0 bit. So here carry bit, negative bit, 0 bit indicates corresponding flags. Carry flags, negative flags, set flags, 0 flags, like that. Okay. So individually you can set or reset the carry flags, negative flags, and 0 flags. Okay. After that, there are 2 instructions are available which is used for the interrupts. That is called DINT. It means disable general interrupt. ENT, enable general interrupt. For enabling the interrupts, you have to write the instruction. Without instructions, it will not. The controller will not understand. Let us. You are disabling. You are written in the program DINT. It means that the microcontrollers will not be accept any types of external interrupts or internal interrupts, since this bit is disabled. So for accepting the interrupts, you have to use the ENT signal. So ENT means enable general interrupts. So you have to write in the programs. Now after that, we will go to the shift and rotate instructions. So what is the meaning of shifting and what is the meaning of rotating? What is the difference between shifting and rotating? So shift means either you can shift right or you can shift left. But in case of rotating, you have to rotate within the cycle. Like that, with the examples, I will tell you what is the difference between shift and rotate. So actually there are 3 types of shift. One is called logical shift, arithmetic shift, and rotation shift. So these 3 types of shift. Now with the help of examples, I will tell you what is the difference between these 3 shifts. So first I am going to talk about the logical shift. So there are shifting in 2 types. Either you can shift left, either you can shift right. If you want to rotate, then either you can rotate left or you can rotate right. Okay. So this is left shift, this side, and this indicates the right shift. Now you can see in the left, if you were talking about the logical shift, and if you are talking about the left logical left shift. So in logical left shift, what will happen? The one bit is shifted adjacent left. One bit is shifted adjacent left. It means that this bit is shifted into this bit shifted into this bit shifted into this, and this bit shifted into this. This bit shifted into this, and this bit shifted into the carry flag. So now, in this way, you can shift that in logical left shift. But if you are shifting this position will be vacant. So you have to provide 0 with this vacant position. And also when we are talking about the logical right shift, in this you have to shift the bit adjacent right. It means जो यहाँ पे है वो यहाँ चला जाएगा, जो यहाँ पे 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 कैरी फ्लैग. ठीक है. And whatever this position is vacant, so in this position you can provide 0. Okay. So this is the difference between logical left shift and logical right shift. Now if we will talk about the arithmetic left shift and arithmetic right shift. Now, what is the difference between arithmetic left shift and arithmetic right shift? Now you can see this arithmetic left shift and logical left shift both are simultaneously equal. Each bit shifted one bit left. 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 Okay, and then whatever the vacant positions are there, in that you can fill the 0. Now, if you were talking about the right shift, in right shift, what will happen? Each shift is each bit is shifted adjacent right one bit. So this bit is shifted to this bit is shifted to this, and this bit is shifted to this bit is shifted to this, like that, and this bit is shifted to the C. So all the bits shifted right adjacent right. Adjacent right means only one bit, and whatever the vacant bits are there, the same bit is repeated. Remember that. Whatever the MSB bit is there, MSB bit is again repeated to the MSB bit. मतलब क्या होगा? MSB bit will not change. If you are shifting that, MSB will not change, and that MSB bit is shifted to this bit, and after that this bit, again it will be shifted to this bit, again it will be shifted to this bit, again it will be shifted to that. So this process will be repeated. Now we were talking about the rotation. So in rotation, we can tell that this is the rotate left or rotate right. When you are using the instructions, you can use rotate left or rotate right. So if you are rotating left, it means that you are shifting the bit adjacent left. Means this bit is shifted to this bit, this bit is shifted to this bit, this bit is shifted to this bit, and this bit is shifted to this bit, and this bit is shifted to carry, and the carry bit is shifted to the again LSB bit. That's why the rotation will be complete. That's why this is the difference between shifting and rotating. Same way, if you are talking about the right bit, then we can start with the MSB bit. MSB bit shifted to this adjacent right. This bit is shifted to adjacent right. This bit is shifted to the adjacent right. This bit is shifted to the adjacent right. This bit is shifted to the carry flag. Now the carry bit is shifted to the MSB. So in this way, you can say that one is rotating right and another is rotating left. So there are two ways. Either you can rotate left or you can rotate right. Now the next is called flow of control instructions. So what is the meaning of flow of control instructions? So this flow of control instruction directly affects to the execution of programs. Let us consider any microcontroller is executing some programs, running some programs, but in between you need to do some other task. What you will do? So you are going to provide on that particular task to the microcontroller. Then microcontroller will decide that he has to do or not. It depends upon the types of interrupt. Like I have written the program from 2000 and I have started executing the processor with 2000. But at the certain mid time, I need to execute the location 4008. What you will do? For that purpose, from here, either it will come 2001, 2002, 2003, like that. But again, we want to execute directly to the 4000. Then we can use the flow control instructions, okay, like jump instructions. So basically, with the help of these instructions, we are going to control the microcontrollers. Okay. So now, the most commonly elementary use of call is for a subroutine that begins a particular level. Now, in that, call instructions and jump instructions will cover. Sorry, mostly. Okay. So first example is called BRSRC. So BR indicates that branch. Source means registers, source registers. So whatever registers are given in the instructions, it will go to the particular address. Like if we are written BR R6. So whatever value R6 is there, it depends upon the R6 value which location he has to go. तो R6 के अंदर जो भी एड्रेस रहेगा that particular एड्रेस पे वो चला जाएगा. Okay. Same way if you are using call SRC, means call subroutine. So call subroutine, the subroutine address will be stored in the source registers. So whenever you are executing the call instructions, the return instructions is also available. इसमें क्या होता है, कोई भी इंस्ट्रक्शन अगर एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा है उसके बीच में अगर कोई भी हम मान लो कॉल करते हैं, तो कॉल करने के बाद क्या होगा, जैसे ही कॉल पे जो इंस्ट्रक्शंस अवेलेबल होगा that instructions will be executed and after that he will return back to the main program. So for that purpose, whenever you are writing a subroutine, you have to write a return instruction in the last. So whenever you are writing return instruction, it means that he has to return from the subroutine to the main program. And if you are written RETI, it means that that subroutine is written for a particular interrupt. तो हम तो प्रोग्राम के लिए भी सबरूटीन लिख सकते हैं, इंटरप्ट के लिए भी सबरूटीन लिख सकते हैं. ठीक है, जैसे मान लो 10 इंटरप्ट हैं, 10 के लिए हम अलग अलग काम कराना है, तो उसके लिए हम 10 सबरूटीन अलग अलग वेट कर देंगे. जैसे जो इंटरप्ट आएगा उसके अकॉर्डिंग वो काम करना शुरू कर देगा. ठीक है. द नेक्स्ट इज कॉल्ड NOP. इट मींस नो ऑपरेशन. So if you are going to write these instructions, the microcontroller will not do any job. Then you have the question is why it is used. Okay, so this instructions is used generally for generating the delays. Like let us consider you have a system and you have a sensor. Sensor is interfaced with the system. Let us consider microcontroller is executing the programs, and when that comes to the point where you have to take the input from sensor, at that time sensor will not giving the input. So what he will do? तो जैसे मान लो कि हम जो प्रोग्राम एग्जीक्यूट कर रहे हैं उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी 5 मेगाहर्ट्ज है. ठीक है, लेकिन जो सेंसर मैंने बाय किया उसको 2 मेगाहर्ट्ज है. इस तरीके से समझो. तो क्या होगा, 2 मेगाहर्ट्ज का अगर मैंने लगा दिया है, इसका मतलब क्या, फ्रीक्वेंसी कम है. इसका मतलब क्या, टाइम ज़्यादा है. तो उसमें अब 5 मेगाहर्ट्ज की माइक्रोकंट्रोलर है, तो माइक्रोकंट्रोलर हैज टू वेट फॉर टेकिंग द इनपुट. सो एट दैट केस you are going to use the no operation, NOP instruction. Or in general case, if you want to use the delay, if you want to generate the delay, then also you can use this instruction. Okay. So now we will talk about the jump instruction. So what is the jump instruction? So jump instruction is a jump fits in a single word, including the offset, but its range is limited to about 1 kilobyte from the current location. Now I gave you the examples. If the program is running at the 2000 location and you want to jump out of the 4000 location, then you can use directly jump instructions and you can proceed further. Okay, but you cannot jump more than 1 KB memory. So from 1 KB, with the help of 1 KB memory, you are going to find the address, and that particular address maximum you can jump at that level. So there are two types of jump: jump without condition and jump with condition. Okay, so jump without condition means without condition you will jump. If you return jump instructions like this is a jump level, so I have written jump 5000. So whenever this instruction will be executed, the program counter will move to the 5008 location. But in conditional jump, if the condition will satisfy, then the program counter will be go to this particular location. Otherwise, it will execute the next instruction. Like you can see, so these conditional jumps are the decision-making instructions and test certain bits or combinations in the status register. Now there are in the status registers there are some flags are available, like carry flags, zero flag, negative flags. Okay, so if these flags are there, with the help of these flags you can decide the condition. Like I am telling that JC level, so whatever level is given, that level is a particular address. There is no worry about that. Okay. Any address. Now, when we are talking about the JC level, it means that jump if carry is set. Whenever in the status registers carry flag is set, then this jump will occur. Let us consider I have written the examples JC 400H. So at the time of executing these instructions, he will check the status registers. In the status registers, what is the situation of carry flag? If carry flag equal to 1, then it will jump to this location. Otherwise, it will not jump. It means that whenever the condition is true, then it will jump. Whenever the condition is false, then it will not jump. Okay. Same way, JNC level, jump if carry not. Means if carry is not generated, then you can jump. JN, jump if negative. JZ, jump if 0. JNZ, jump if non-zero. JG level, jump if greater or equal. JLT, jump if less than. So there are several conditions. With these conditions, you can use the jump instructions. Okay. So whenever you are using the jump instructions with conditions, always at the time of executing, microcontroller will set the status register value. In the corresponding status register value, we will check that carry flag, JNZ flag, negative flag. It depends upon that which condition you are using. So now the next we will talk about the instructions format. So there are 4 types of instructions. Whatever instructions are available, that instructions is categorized into 4 different parts. First is called format 1, format 2, format 3 and support. So in format 1, double operand will be there. What is the meaning of operand? Every instruction is having 2 things, opcode and operand. Like if you have written move.b src dst, this is the instructions, full instructions. But this part is called, only operand. And this part is called opcode. Opcode. Okay. So when we are talking about the format 1, both should be there, operand and opcode. But when I taking over the format 2, only single operand will be there. It means that there are no need to 2 registers, only 1 register will be available. Then we will tell that this is a format 2, sorry. Now in format 3, only jump instructions are available. In format 3, you are jumping or you are setting the offset. Offset means you want to jump to some certain location. Then you can use format 3 and support. So these 4 different inputs, I will show you the examples. How can you find out which instructions is format 1, format 2, format 3. So format 1 means double operand. So double operand means source and destination both are available. Like you can see move.b source dst. If we are talking about the format 2, it means that it is single operand. Single operand means either source or destination. So you can see rrc.b dst. It means that it will only single operand will be there, dst. In place of dst, source also will be also there. No problem in that. When we are talking about the format 3, plus minus 9-bit offset is there. That is the example of jump instructions. So when we are using jump instructions, jump either with conditions or without condition. Both comes under the format 3. And now support instructions. The support instructions will define the direct impact on the compiler or assembler. Like example RET-NOP. So whatever support instructions are there, there is no operands will be there. Only opcode will be there. Okay. So now we will discuss some examples. Whatever sections I have discussed, I have categorized in format 1, format 2, format 3 and support. You can see add B, add C, and BIC, BIS, BIT, CMP, DADD, MOV, COB. So these all are coming from the format 1. It means after this opcode, operand will be source and destinations, both will be present in the instructions. In the format 2, single operand, so instructions are BN, call, SWPB, SXT, pushB, POP, RRA, RFC, INVB, INC. So these instructions are called format 2, which is having in operand only single registers, either source registers or destination registers. Now when we are talking about the format 3, only jump instructions are available. So jump without condition and this jump with the conditions. When we are talking about the support, clear C, set C, CLR Z, set Z, CLRN, set N, DINT, EINT, NOP, RAT. So these all are instructions are support instructions. Okay. So now some instructions are also available. Like you can see sub C, XOR format 1, INCD, DEC, DECDD, ADC, SBC, CLR, DADC, RLA, RLC, TST, and RATI supports. Now you can see in the bracket I have written dot B. Dot B indicates that byte. Okay. W represents that word. Remember that. So bold type denotes the emulated instruction. So I told you two types of instructions are available. One is the main instructions, another is emulated instruction. So the emulated instructions is made up of main instructions, from main instructions, and it also does not have an opcode. Remember that. This is the main difference between this.